Hello everyone, back in the episode of Flower Spring. I'm in a bit of a rush today, but I mean not spring, summer, flower summer, but we can get to this, I hope. First, we investigate the scene of the crime, then we hear a voice say it. Alright, now we go on. With a sideways glance at the strangely excited Sister Basquet, I survey the rabbit pen. After all this, it'd be funny if there was a hole in the mesh or something. It's Yagaki. Nothing. Only in that case, it'd be possible that a wild dog had got him. This is the best way to push me around. I used the magnifying glass from the bag she brought me to examine the enclosure carefully. But everything's same as always. I'm being cheeky. When the twins were reluctant to talk, I figured that it was either out of consideration for a friend, or that it was just something that they found difficult to say in front of me, or Sister Basquet. Looks like I was right. Although I hadn't expected to hear that they suspected Sister Basquet herself. When I noticed their expression stiffen at sight of her, I wondered if perhaps there was something they couldn't say in front of her, but I never imagined they considered her suspect in the baby bunny's disappearance. I did. Nevertheless, in other words, you think someone took the rabbits back to their own room because they were simply too cute to resist. Yeah, I don't think anyone kidnapped them with something horrible in mind, so we were wondering if maybe someone just grabbed them on the spur of the moment. Precisely. So, you don't think some deviant was taking out their stress on the rabbits or something? You hear about that kind of thing a lot. We're in an isolated place and there aren't any students here who would do something that awful. Right, so we went around asking if anyone knew of someone hiding rabbits in their room. Really? And you didn't find anything. Right. Precisely. Of course they didn't. If they did come across the person hiding them, no one would be idiotic enough to admit being the culprit just like that. But then Ringo said we should change our line of questioning to ask if there was anyone who wouldn't let other people into their room no matter what. It's like the younger ones got some smarts. And while we were asking around, it wasn't a student whose name came up, but you heard a rumor that Sister Basquet never lets anyone see inside her room. That's right. Isn't that strange? She seems like she'd always be inviting people around for Bible study. True, she does give off that kind of impression. It's such a believable scenario, I immediately start picturing it myself. Fingers the Saki twin looks around before bringing her lips close to my ear.
羊の鳴き声を聞いた生徒がいるらしいのですよ。
This is another rumor, but apparently some students have heard bleating coming from her room.
つまりウサギと言わずバスキア教諭は動物好きで部屋に引っ張り込んでるって話か。
In other words, you're saying that Sister Basquate loves animals so much, she's hiding not just rabbits, but other creatures in there?
信じるか信じないかは八重垣ちゃん次第ですよ。
Whether or not you believe it is up to you.
妙なセリフで締めるのは構わないけどな。この話他の生徒たちに広めてないよな。
I don't mind if you want to settle on some bizarre theory like this, but you won't spread around to the other students, will you?
嫌ですね。
That's not nice.
そうだよ。信用してよ、八重垣ちゃん。
Right, you should trust this Yagaki-chan. I can't help but sigh at how absurdly misguided the path they're headed down is.
破損した箇所はないようですね。
It doesn't look like any parts of the pen are damaged. The best way speaks right into my ear. I put the conversation in the cooking club to one side, nodding my agreement to her.
穴が開いてたり破損している箇所はなさそうだ。
I don't see any holes. It doesn't seem broken anywhere.
ええ。
Right. She nods and I suddenly had the urge to interrogate her. However,
あなたが犯人ですかなんて高崎みたいな真似はできないしな。
can't exactly do a Takasaki and ask her straight up if she's the culprit. And personally, I imagine that even if she did take them home with her out of a love for animals, she'd probably come clean to everyone straight away and apologize, judging by her personality. No.
もしかしたら言えない理由でも。
Perhaps there's some reason for it that can't be shared.
何の理由ですか？
What was that? The best way overhears my murmurings. I gloss over it with a vague smile.
面倒だな。
What a pain. It's a bit late for it now, but I sympathize with Shirohane, who had already solved several mysteries like this. She did a good job to investigate all of them without once giving up.
何かわかりましたか？
Did you find out anything?
先ほどの佐々木姉妹の証言から私たちが世話をした朝7時半から昼食を終えた佐々木妹が訪れた12時半頃まで
Going by Sasaki's early testimony, the rabbits have disappeared sometime between...
この間に子ウサギが消えたということになりますが
When we tended to them at 7:30 a.m. and when one of the twins came by after lunch at 12:30 p.m.
ほぼ午前中の間の時間すべてですか？
So at any point during the morning. Plus, their troubled look is a concern that it'll be difficult to nail down the culprit based on the time frame.
そうです。学者からこの飼育小屋に向かうなら中庭を通らなければいけませんよね。
Oh, I know. Coming here from the school building, one has to cross the gardens.
そうですが何か
That's true, but what of it?
昨日は庭師の方が中庭の剪定をなさっていたのです。一日中作業していたそうですから。
Yesterday, one of the gardeners was doing some pruning, so they should have been working on it throughout the day, so...
午前中誰が通ったか聞けば絞れる。
If we ask them who went by during the morning, we should be able to narrow it down. She nods, clasping her hands together in joy. It is certainly an effective screening method.
お手柄ですね。
That's a good idea.
そうお役に立てたかしら？
Really? Have I helped out?
ええ。
Yeah. She takes hold of my hand, her cheeks flushed.
よかった。
I'm glad. She murmurs her contentment. As she leans in close, her rich womanly scent wafts over me. I'm conscious of her in a way that I might be someone of the opposite sex. I start to sweat.
風呂場じゃないってのに。
And we're not even in the baths. As she crouches down so as to be at eye level with me, her knees lift her full breast, and I don't know quite where to look. In her eyes. I'm not Shirahane. I think of Shirahane, who had been dating Mayuri Kasaka, the girl disappeared in the spring. A vision of her face pops into my head, and my flesh body calms. Then I suddenly hear a cute little sneeze and find myself staring right into Sister Basquate's face. It wasn't me! Oh, you can't repeat the sneeze. No, I don't want to do that. Cancel. My pointer was on the screen.
いや、別に恥ずかしがることじゃないでしょ。生理現象ですし。
It's not like it's anything to be embarrassed about. It's just a psychological response.
本当に違います。
Physiological. It really wasn't. I can't help but reflect how cute Sister Basquate looks with a bright red face. And then I'm embarrassed at myself for thinking it.
年上に可愛いってどうよ。
What am I doing thinking of an adult woman as cute? Then I hear the sneeze again.
あら？
Oh. You both look at one another. As each of us look at the other in the eye, who might have sneezed?
まさか森をさまようウェンディゴとか言わないだろうな。
It couldn't be the wandering Wendigo of the woods now, could it? After staring in the direction the sneeze had come from for a moment, I spot one of the rabbits snuffling. Sister Basquate?
いえ、ごめんなさい。ウサギもくしゃみをするのだなって。
Oh, I'm sorry. It's just funny how rabbits sneeze too. She covers her mouth with her hand. She continues to giggle uncontrollably. I suppose it's the first time I've heard a rabbit sneeze myself. Gazing at the snuffling rabbit, I feel something tugging at the corner of my mind. Something important.
八重垣さん、どうしたの？怖い顔して。
Oh. Miss Igaki, what's the matter? You look awfully serious.
なんでもありません。先生、その庭師の方に話を聞きたいのですけど。
It's nothing. Sister Basquate, I'd like to speak to that gardener you mentioned.
そうね。
Oh, yes, of course. She smiles and clasps her hands together, overjoyed to recall my praise of her idea. Again, the advice she's given off reminds me of my second oldest sister. Usually it brings my to mind thoughts of home, which I don't particularly miss. However,
なんとか落としどころを見つけられそうではある。な。
I get the feeling I'm about to find a compromise. I verify that the answer which has been nagging at me, the solution I've cobbled together, is correct. The culprit at the present told me to find. My guess is right, it's a decent solution, which could also serve as a form of payback. But might have unintended consequences.
それでは行きましょうか。
Well, let's go, shall we? As it's the best way to push my wheelchair along, I look up at the high columns of cloud, gravid with rain. And I wonder how I should broach it with them. Oh. Oh. I got it. I do have it. The day after I deduce who the culprit is will be next episode. I'm going to end slightly early today because I got to go over something for Project 60. Let's just say this. It's had some wild swings, but it made it to the final check. I got to get to the final check tonight. Then we'll see what happens next episode. Well, next week. If there's an episode Sunday that's not flowers, it probably passed. And I don't mean this Sunday, I mean next Sunday. Politics is going to take about a week on it, so yeah. I'm ending the episode here. I hope you had fun, and I'll see you on the next one. See you then. I hope Friday 60 gets enjoyed. It's being a lot of work to put together.